Hello. So I'm back with a question. This one is from Sridhar. He says that I have many first drafts, but I don't seem to get beyond the first draft stage. I have found my own company and I think I know a good bit about business. People come to me for advice very often and I want to write my own book. I have a few doubts. I give a lot of advice, but what do I write my book on? Some of the advice is also what I have read and then applied. Is it okay to talk about it? Two questions, two very relevant questions. So let's begin. So, first thing I think the best thing, Sridhar, is that you have understood that there is a problem in the not in what you want to write, but because you're not getting a focus or you're not getting to understand whom to write to. So, the first thing to do before you put pen to paper is to decide on your target audience, your reader. Choose one kind of a reader. I am sure because since you gave a lot of advice that you've written, that you would be giving advice to a lot of people from different stage who are in different stages of business, maybe. So somebody who's just starting out, or somebody thinking about expansion, somebody who's thinking about putting more processes. I'm just thinking about those things. So choose one kind of a reader, choose one kind of a problem that one person can solve. The reason I say this is because it seems you have a lot of experience, and most of us have more than two books in us, right? So when you have so much experience and you want to share it all, sometimes what happens is that we get into the flow of writing and you're like, okay, now you do this, this is what happens, or this is what should be done in this kind of situation. And then because we know so much, we start saying, thinking, oh, and then after a few steps, this might also happen, and then you should do that, not realizing that person first has to apply the first thing that you have said, and that will take time. And second, it will add another dimension to the book for you and make it more hard for you to write it. So just start with your target audience, understand whom you are writing for. One trick that really helps some people is that I tell them, write a fan letter to yourself. Write a fan letter. Imagine yourself, imagine that you have written your book, it's published and it's getting good reviews, and then write a letter from a person who's reviewing the book, saying how much he or she enjoyed the book, what was it that was great about the book, what were the things that motivated them, inspired them, what were things they liked, and also what were things they thought it could have more of. Think like that. Maybe that way you'll be able to put yourself in the shoes of your reader, and it will help you. Some of the advice is also what I've read and then applied. Is it okay to talk about it? Absolutely. Please talk about it. Please share what things you have learned and how they have helped you. And also talk about that you have read this in a certain book. You might not always remember the name of the book or the author, and that's also okay. You can say, I read this in some book and I told this to people and I'm applied it myself also, and it's worked wonders for me, or it's not worked. Some things have not worked also in that. Share everything. There's no way it can be wrong if you start by saying I read this somewhere, or you say that I heard this somewhere, and I read this in this book, and you can also give the name of the book and the writer if you remember that. Absolutely, please do that. Please share it, and wherever possible, give the credit to that author. It's not, some people say, it's my book, why should I talk about somebody else in my book? It will reduce my importance in my book. I don't think so. I think that way, if you're talking about the other books you've read, it is showcasing that you are coming to ideas by listening, understanding, and also reading other things, and that's a good thing. And it also gives you a platform. You're also inclusive. You're talking about others. You are not just talking about yourself. That's a great thing. So please do it. I think I have answered both your questions. If you have any more doubts, Sridhar, please write it. Bye bye. Thank you, and keep writing.